Precinct 3 officers responded at about 10:30 this morning to the 3700 block of Liberty Street at a residence regarding a deceased subject that appeared to have been shot. They received a call from someone that discovered the individual inside of the residence. The individual is identified as a black male. He's 33 years of age, and he suffered from at least one gunshot wound to the head. The motive is unknown at this particular time, and there's no suspect information. Of course, this is an ongoing investigation, and we're asking the public or anyone with information regarding this incident to contact the Jackson Police Department. Another thing that we're also asking is anyone within the information that may have led to the motive of this particular shooting. We're not ruling that out, so we also need that information. So, again, it's an ongoing investigation. We don't have much more at this time. There are witnesses or people that have been detained for questioning only at this particular time. So, as of right now, that's what we have.
Chief, initially you said this was a deceased subject, and I guess the subsequent investigation determined that at least you said one gunshot wound to the head?
Yes, initially it was a deceased subject. Someone came to this residence, they found an individual deceased, which further led to evidence that reflected this individual had been shot at least once in the head. So it is an active homicide investigation. This is the 49th homicide investigation for 2025.
What time did y'all receive the call that came in? Do you know about how long ago this happened?
Approximately 10:30 this morning is when we received the call. We don't have how long this individual had been deceased. The coroner has arrived on scene, and the coroner will conduct this investigation to determine how long this individual has been deceased.
And the person who called, was this a family member or someone doing a welfare check?
We believe that the person that called is someone that has some knowledge, some type of relationship to the individual that's deceased.
And I know, Chief, there's been so much violence this weekend all across the state, and in particular the 11-year-old boy who was shot at the tailgated area at the JSU homecoming game Saturday night.
Yes.
Can you tell us any more about that, about the search for the suspect, and anything about the condition of the boy?
I don't have much more information. Our Capitol Police is conducting that investigation. Of course, you know, when it happened, we had JPD officers that were there at the scene. And I would say that the officers that they acted heroically, and they took swift action to make the decision to immediately put this 11-year-old boy in a patrol vehicle and take him to Blabbatt's emergency room for treatment rather than wait for an ambulance to come and transport. It was a heavily populated area that was heavy with population as well as traffic. And for them to make that determination to put that baby or that little boy in a vehicle and transport him to the hospital, I believe will help contribute to him recovering. As of yesterday.
Hello, Moto.
So my understanding that he is expected to recover. So we'll continue to keep him and his family uplifted in prayer that he does make a speedy and healthy recovery. And we will assist Capitol Police Department with any information regarding what happened or what led to him being injured in the tailgate area at the stadium.
Anything more you can tell us about the woman shot, I think it was Highway 49 in Cynthia Road or Cynthia Street?
Yes, that incident happened yesterday evening. It's still under investigation. It's my understanding she is still in the hospital recovering from her injuries. We do not have any suspect information at this time. The driver of the vehicle was questioned regarding that incident also. But as of right now, we don't have any motive or what exactly led to or that vehicle being shot into where she was ultimately injured during that incident.
Now, beyond,
Where she was ultimately injured during that incident.
Now, I'm sorry, one more question, I promise. Beyond these 3 incidents I just asked you about, between Friday night and Saturday, the homecoming, high school and college homecoming games, we had 9 people lose their lives to violence in the state of Mississippi. As a law enforcement veteran, what goes through your mind when you hear about all this violence from almost three distinct areas of the state?
Well, I think that it reflects that violence and crime have no boundaries. It can happen anywhere at any particular point in time also. But it is very concerning, and I did speak about this earlier this morning. It's very concerning that you have family-oriented events and you have sporting events and you have individuals that are acting recklessly and deciding to spew violence and criminal activity amongst those that are in attendance. You know, as of right now, there's no information or anything to reflect that any of this may be related. You know, is it just ironically that all of this happened during this particular weekend and during this particular time? There's a strong indication of such, but regardless, it's very concerning. And another thing that you have to take into consideration is you can learn from every incident that has happened, whether it happened here locally or whether it happened in North Mississippi. It has affected another state, is my understanding. Something happened at LSU regarding a shooting. So, you know, it's something to learn from all of this. And what can we do to make people feel safe and better prepared for these events? You know, just as the Jackson State event this weekend, there were many hours and security measurements put in place for that particular event. But how can we thwart something that is not related to the event, but ultimately it is related because it happened during the time that these events were taking place? You know, these are isolated incidents, what happened following the Jackson State game the other day. And I don't know if there's any indication that some of the incidents that happened in other municipalities are not necessarily directly related to the event. Or is it a situation where you have individuals, again, that are coming to these events with criminal activity and criminal behavior on their mind? And as a result, you have a loss of innocent lives, and you have innocent people that are injured. And I think that it's a strong message that the FBI is also assisting in at least 1 or 2 of these investigations to not only hold these individuals accountable on the state level, but to hold them accountable on the federal level also.
I have one more question about this. Perhaps in here, overheard talking about cameras and keeping those charged. Are there cameras here to help with any surveillance?
So I don't want to allude on what type of evidence is being recovered. I will say that detectives are here. They're conducting an investigation, and they're looking to recover whatever evidence is available to assist them with this investigation.